Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a regularly scheduled meeting of the Penfield Zoning Board of Appeals. This meeting is being video recorded and broadcast live on Penfield TV's Government Access channel, which includes Spectrum Cable 1303, also online at penfieldtv.org, and social media platforms Facebook and YouTube via Town of Penfield Television. Following the proceedings tonight, the video recording will be available on the town's website and on streaming devices Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can search for Penfield TV in your device's app store, and it is free. If anybody wishes to address the board tonight, there's going to be several opportunities to do that. Yeah, that's me. One of them is to call this phone number there, 340-8771. You can email in a comment or a call through the website there, and I'll be checking that every once in a while to see if somebody either called in or sent in an electronic comment. And of course, you can come up and speak to the board live as well. We just ask everybody to come up and sit down at one of these tables and give us name and address, and then be able to speak their mind about the application. We do find that it's very valuable to get input from citizens. We think the town does a good job of making sure people know what's on our agenda so that they know they can come in and speak about it if they want. And the town does that in several ways. One way is to print an agenda and post it on the bulletin boards here, on the town's website. The town also sends postcards to property owners that are within a certain number of feet of the subject application. And then the town also has applicants post the signs, which I'm sure many of you folks tonight have done. Put the sign out in the front yard so people driving by can see that there's something going on and they can call and find out and see if they want to come in. Once again, we think it works well. It helps us do our job, so to speak, and we appreciate it. So tonight's meeting is going to be in two parts. The first will be very quick, our work session. We'll take a vote on the last meeting's minutes and then take care of any tabled applications. And then right after that, we'll proceed right into tonight's public hearings. There are three of them. None of them are over complicated, so we should be able to move through it. And what you'll see is for the applications, persons will come up, again, give us name and address, and then the board members will walk the folks through the application. Everybody always submits written applications. Boards had plenty of time to review them. Most of the time, including tonight, they're very thorough applications, provide all the detail. So we're already in really good position to understand these applications. Now, I say that, but I don't want anyone to feel that they can't speak what's on their mind. Everyone's going to have a full and fair opportunity to do so. We just think it works a little smoother. And some people, frankly, get up here and they're a little bit nervous, which can't blame them. So, in any event, with all that being said, I'd ask everyone to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Thank you very much. And let's then move to the approval of the minutes from the May meeting. We've all had them and reviewed them. May I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve as written.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve as written and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then we have one table application, Chic-Fil-A, which once again I think is going to be tabled at the request of the applicant.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. So I'll make a motion to table that application.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I told you it'd be brief. I wasn't kidding. So let's go to tonight's applications. May we have the first application, please?
Nicholas Krast, 992 Whalen Road, Penfield, New York, 14526. Request approval for area variances under section 250-14.3 of the code to allow an existing concrete slab and proposed accessory storage building with less setbacks than required under Section 250-5.1-F1 of the code at 992 Whalen Road. The property is currently or formerly owned by Nicholas Crast and is zoned R-1-20, SBL number 124.15-1-69.002. This is application number 25Z-0017.
Okay, thanks. May we have your names and, address, but just for the record, please.
Sure. My name is Nicholas Crast at 992 Whalen Road.
And I'm Sydney Byron, 992 Whalen Road.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Hey.
So you want to put a shed in on top of an existing concrete slab.
Yes.
And we think, without knowing exactly when the slab was put in, we think it's fairly old.
It is fairly old. So on the property, when we bought it, it was just like wilderness. And last summer, we dug out a bunch of the backyard and found 2 concrete slabs back there. One of them is massive and is clearly very, 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 very old. It's got like troughs in it from when they used to like spray like the animal waste down in there. And there's definitely a big barn there at one point. But the other slab is a bit smaller. It's, I think, 14 by 24, something like that. It's clearly much more recent, probably from like the 80s or 90s.
Okay.
It's in like super good shape. It's almost perfect somehow.
And so you're looking to have a variance for a 1-foot setback when 10 is required.
Yes.
So talk to me about expense of, I guess, if we said no, let's say, would you still put the shed somewhere?
I think we would have to really reconsider where we'd put it. There's nowhere else really back there to put it, just because the slab that I marked there, there's that slab, and then right next to it essentially is the giant other slab that's not usable for anything. It's a massive slab that we can't put anything on realistically. It's all, the tree roots have done a number on it over the years. So it would be a matter of us probably having to spend tens of thousands of dollars ripping out those slabs and pouring another one somewhere else.
Okay. And the shed itself, are you going to have utilities to the shed?
I don't think so, at least not immediately.
Okay.
I also do want to note that the proposed shed is 10 feet wide, and that slab itself is 14 feet wide. Our intent is not to necessarily put that shed on the edge of the slab closest to the fence. We're going to kind of move it over as much as we can. So realistically, it probably would be 4-ish feet from the fence at its closest. I just kind of decided to go with the smallest number to be safe.
And Andy, just to clarify from code, the setback is from the concrete slab, right? It's not the...
I mean, we're kind of dealing with 2 different things here. I mean, we have the slab, it's existing. Obviously, it doesn't meet the current code. If nothing was built on there, it would require a 10-foot setback.
So the slab itself would require the setback?
Right, but they want to utilize the existing slab, put the shed on top of it, so we need a variance for both of them, if that's what you're asking.
It'd be one variance though, right?
Actually, it's a variance for, one for the slab and one for the shed.
Oh, so it's 2 variances.
Or if you want to combine them both, you can.
But yeah, couldn't we just do one variance that would deal with both?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Well, it's actually
Yeah,
a
because
good question,
it's not
because
noticed.
if you get a 1-foot variance for the slab and a, let's say 5-foot variance for the shed, you're not going to be able to put the shed right up to the edge of the, without violating that variance. So
He
that's
said
a
that he
good
was
point.
okay, that's what his intent.
We just want to make sure we know what you want, so the numbers line up as they.
Yeah, my intent would be to put the shed on the edge of the slab furthest from the fence, so it would be about a 3 to 4 foot distance.
But we're only doing one variance.
Or you could, I mean, if you did it for the shed, you'd say 3 foot for the shed then or something, or 4 foot if you want. You know, if you said 3 foot, you play it safe. You give them a 1 foot buffer to work with.
Right, that's one of my concerns is we give them two.
Just give him the 1 foot and,
Oh, that's the other thing.
Yeah, I'm okay with it as it's written on here.
Yeah.
And what are you going to be using the shed for?
There is no storage right now for anything in my house.
You have no
like-
garage?
No,
No.
no. We have a 200-year-old basement that's not, and I have to like wheel the lawnmower up the back steps, and it's really
And
terrible.
you don't want to do that for eternity?
It's not ideal. I've done it for a year and a half now. It's got, you know, it's quaint.
what does this back up to? What's on the backside of that?
So on the back side of it's just more yard. Back there is probably like 20 feet of, there's like trees and stuff back there. So
It's almost like, it's interesting, the neighboring property has 2 fences. Like, he has his backyard that he uses fenced off, and then there's this kind of rectangle of unused lawn that they own and maintain, but
yeah, that's
is
a good
never
picture of it.
occupied.
So that 1902, is that the address? Is that the,
It's a, no, so the 992 is
992 is us, and then to the left of it.
The 9 Hollybrook.
Yeah, that's the neighbors on Hollybrook. So
Yeah.
what you see there, like where your mouse is, that's their property. And the fence you can see at the edge of their property is my fence. And
Yeah.
then what you can't see, because it's covered in those trees, is right next to, in those trees, they have a chain link fence that is like their yard. So they don't use like the portion that you see beyond those trees right there. They mow it once every month,
Yeah.
and they don't use it. If it's worth noting that I did talk to them about this. So
That was
like I
gonna
got
be
them
my
to
question.
sign a piece of
Yeah.
paper. I was obviously not nothing official, but I just wanted to make sure they were okay with me putting a shed that's so close to their
Can you
property
give that
line.
to Andy?
I can. I just got this the other day. If you
Okay.
want it, you're free to have it. But here, I'll hop over and grab it.
And it says they're okay with it?
Yeah, he's fine with it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be giving it to us.
Yeah. All right, I have nothing else.
Could you just pull up the photo again? I just,
Of,
what I, the slab. What I want to ask you is, how high, when your grass is at a typical level, how high does the slab stick up over it?
here's a picture.
It's pretty flush.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's,
Yeah, it's flush.
You know, there's a request for a variance for a slab that's not any higher than the
Right.
grass, so.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any other questions from the board? Let's see. Nobody's calling in or emailing. Anyone in the audience care to speak about this? Okay, let's move to the consideration.
I would make a motion to declare this a type 2 action requiring no further review.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Matt and a second by Andris. Declare it a type 2. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
And now on the merits?
I would make a motion to approve it. Frankly, the slab's already there, and so it's not going to change the character of the neighborhood. The style of the shed itself looks in line with, it's a very historic, known house in the community, so it's in line with the nature of that. There's no real environmental concerns here. It's self-created because they bought the property with a slab there, so it is self-created, but
And they dug it up, too.
and they dug it up, yeah.
Unknowingly.
But I think the other factors outweigh that. And there's neighbor approval too, which I think should
Yeah.
go a long way. So I would make a motion to approve.
Just one point of order for the minutes. Are we approving just the one variance or 2?
One together.
I think it's one together. It's a 9-foot variance.
Okay, because he was saying one thing for the slab, one thing for the shed.
Yeah, I think that if we just do a 9-foot
For both.
variance, then it would incorporate both.
And
Thank you.
eliminate the risk of math, moving here, moving there.
Yeah.
so. The only thing that I would add to the motion is to note about the approval from the Historic Preservation Board
Yes, yes.
for the shed, because it's a nice-looking shed. All right, so we have a motion to approve. Did we get a second?
Second?
All right, now we have a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Cool.
Thank you all
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you, you too.
Ready?
Oh, I'm sorry. Say, pay attention, Shannon, because you're going to have to
You're going to have to sit there and wait
Yeah.
until Dan says something. to you.
needle me every once in a while like Andy. He's going to miss it. May I have the next application, please?
Yes, you may.
Are you ready?
Christopher Burke, 80 Crown Point Drive, Penfield, New York, 14526, requests approval for an area variance under Section 250-14.3 of the code to allow an accessory storage building with less setback than required under Section 250-5.1-F12 of the code, F12B of the code, at 80 Crown Point Drive. The property is currently or formerly owned by Christopher and Julia Burke and is zoned R-1-20, SBL number 094.18-3-45. This is application number 25Z-0018.
May we have your name and address, please?
Christopher Burke, 80 Crown Point Drive.
Hi, Christopher.
Hello.
Thanks for your application. So you want a shed, very similar to what we just heard. You're looking for a setback that is half of what would be required. First question, why there? Is there any place else that you can put it on your property?
Honestly, probably yes, but without additional complication. See, like, we have a swale that runs north-south. So as you go into our yard, the pitch just increases. So towards the back is where it's flattest. It doesn't show the space, but those two maple trees right there, there's that strip along the back. So as long as you're in that back section, you're kind of falling into the same scenario where a corner is going to be intruding on the root crown of one of those trees. So that would leave the only option to bring the shed on the inside closer to the home, and now we're increasing the pitch and losing usability of the of our backyard. Honestly, we wanted to place it there just because I think I know it's subjective, but from an aesthetic standpoint, I think it would look great right there, framed between the trees. So yeah.
Sounds good. The shed itself, I know you had some drawings on what that was going to look like. As far as lighting or extra utilities, is any of that going to be?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No lights on the outside or?
No plan
Okay.
of electrical. If at any point we put, like, I don't know, like those little solar uplights just
Yeah.
to make it look nice, but nothing planned immediately.
And then you had a neighbor who was, I think, one of the back
Correct.
neighbor had sent in a letter support of putting the shed where it is. It was, I think, Andy, what is that, 60? My eyes have gotten worse and worse looking at.
60s in the back.
That's who it was from, 60?
Yep. Marco.
That's the one that is most immediately impacted, right? Because the other ones, it's in the center, so that would be the one that would be most impacted.
Correct.
And then what are you going to use the shed for?
Storage, lawnmower. Currently our garage is just overflowing with stuff, like our mower and our kids' bikes and things like that, and snow blower in the off season. So we'd like to kind of have our garage back for the intent of putting our cars in it, and yeah, nothing more than that.
Okay. I didn't have any other questions.
Any other questions from the board?
No.
Once again, I don't see any phone calls or emails or electronic comments. Anyone in the audience care to speak about this? All right, let's move on to consideration then. Start with the environmental.
So I would list this request as a type 2 action pursuant to seeker with no further action required.
I'll second.
All right, we have a seeker motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The merits?
And then I would make a motion to approve this request. The shed itself is in concert with the rest of the neighborhood. The materials, the look of it will be all very similar to the home itself. There's really no environmental impact. In fact, moving the shed creates other problems if it is a little bit because of the swales that you were mentioning. It is self-created, as most of these requests are, but it is what it is to have the extra storage. And then, 50% variance request is a little bit on the larger side, but at the same time, I think it's reasonable, given that you have the neighbors' support who is most impacted by this request.
I'll second.
All right, a motion to approve for those reasons stated, and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good luck.
Great, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
just a quick question. When the variance paperwork was submitted, I also submitted the, I'm blanking on it, the,
Permit?
yes, the permit as well. How does that work?
I'll get the permit ready for you, and I'll let you know as soon as it's ready.
Okay,
I'll work on it
awesome.
tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks, have a good night.
You too.
Next application, please. See that, Shannon? I'm well-trained.
Peter and Lori Pincus, 44 Devonshire Drive, Penfield, New York, 14526. Requests approval for area variances under Section 250-14.3 of the code to allow a patio with less setbacks than required under Section 250-5.1-F1 and Section 250-5.1-F13 of the code at 44 Devonshire Drive. The property is currently or formerly owned by Peter and Lori Pincus and is zoned R-1-15, SBL number 139.06-2-21. This is application number 25Z-0019.
All right, maybe we have your names and addresses, please.
Good evening, Peter Pincus, 44 Devonshire Drive.
Steve Bastian, owner of Pavers Plus Landscape Construction, his contractor.
Sadly, Laurie can't make it. There's a soccer game just up the road.
Perfect. Well, you're back on your 10-year anniversary from your first variance, because I think that was this month, back in 2015, and so.
They get a cookie for that, right?
Yeah, it was. A plaque or something. I feel like there's got to be something for that, right?
And I need to tell you, I begged my daughter. I said, you've got to come because now you're 13. And she said,
that's
but
right.
there's a soccer game. And I was like, but you have to come. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Not going to
I
happen.
don't blame her one bit.
Well, good, good. And everything worked out with the additions before, so.
Lovely, yeah.
No issues, good. You are back now because we're doing some hardscaping in the back. And to basically set up, I guess, a spa-type in-ground unit there, and to work around the backside, you're looking to have some hardscape that goes closer than the 10-foot buffer that's required.
Correct.
Okay. Some of the reasons, I think your application was pretty thorough. I think probably the big one is, the ability to walk around safely, I think, is that, that back edge there. Because if there's anything else, you're either too close to the spa, or it's, I guess, grass or mulch or whatever, which isn't lend itself to a safe walking area as well around the backside.
Correct.
Okay. Any kind of additional, with this being built, will there be any additional lighting that would be closer than allowed out there? I guess in a sense, I guess it's all allowed, but would it be, would be anything else come from this in a sense, lights or any of those kind of things placed closer to the edge of the property because of this space that we're covering in pavers? No, okay.
That's a good question.
Thanks. You already have a fence around there, so I guess, in a sense, the visual that you'll see from the outside would be the same as if you had grass or if you had mulch. You already have a retaining wall across the back edge there that is probably higher than, yeah, it is higher than all of this already. So from the outside, you wouldn't really ever see anything lower down from the space. Is that correct?
Correct.
Perfect. And I didn't see anything else that stuck out here for the application. It was really thorough with all the drawings and everything like that, so it made it really easy to see what's going to happen there. I've got nothing else.
So is this similar to the first one where the item that's going to be closer than allowed is just pavers, or in that case, a slab?
Yes.
I think it's just pavers.
It's just pavers.
Right. So when I was looking at this, I'm thinking, why do we require variances for items that are level with the grass, let's say? If you don't know, you don't know. And you're going to say, oh, Dan, why the heck did you ask me that? But that's why I like this question, because if you're going to put like a light pole or something on it, or a run gas line and have a
fire or something. or-
Yeah, then, you know, I could see, okay, yeah, you're kind of encroaching a little bit on your neighbor's space, even though it's still your property, but pavers, I don't know.
I think another reason for requiring setbacks is a lot of times
Maintenance.
there's drainage,
Oh,
utilities.
okay, yeah, that's
in
true.
those areas.
Maintenance too, I suppose.
But in this case, this is already recessed where it would
Oh,
all
yeah,
drain into
no,
that
it's-
space already, if
Yeah.
it was an issue.
I was just curious. Okay, my curiosity is now gone, at least in that regard. All right, so I don't have any phone calls, nor do we have any electronic comments. Anyone in the audience care to speak about this? No. All right, let's move to consideration.
Okay, I will move this to type 2 action pursuant to seeker, requiring no further review.
Second. All right, we have a motion on seeker and a second. All those in favor?
Aye. And onto the variance, I'm going to move to approve the variance. He's been back before, and I think there's a lot of considerations in terms of the lot size, restricts a lot of what can occur here, being less than a quarter of an acre, which is, you know, typically smaller than a lot of the lots in Penfield for the spaces. So he is limited on his abilities in the back. Nothing was identified that would produce an undesirable change to the character of the neighborhood. It's all going to be behind trees and landscaping, and it sits below grade already. Could something else occur for the, you know, to do this? I guess yes, but, you know, there'd be grass or mulch or whatever else, which then leads to other considerations of safety for walking around this in-ground hot tub. Is it substantial? Yes, but I think from the outside looking in, you won't see any difference, whether if it was a foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, because it's all below grades, behind a fence, and it's well maintained where you can't see it at all from the neighbor's views or any of the adjacent properties. Is it self-created? Yes, but pretty much most of the applications here are self-created. So I'll move to approve.
Second. All right, we have a motion to approve for the reasons stated and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good
I
night.
promise I will not be back again.
Well, you don't want to make that
Say
promise.
You could, there's a soccer game I heard nearby. You could make that, yeah. Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right, bye-bye. That was the last application, so we will adjourn until our next meeting. Thank you all very much. Good job.